cheers to another long video. Hope you guys will enjoy this one. First, let's make some announcements like Isabel in Animal Crossing. The day I'm recording this is July 2nd. I ate a white nectarine and drank some water, which you should also be eating your fruits and drinking some water too. Summer feels kind of lonely and time is getting real nebulous after June, but I'm hanging in there. A quick thingy before I start talking for real. Some of the clips in here are ultra blurry, which is definitely my fault, either with angles, like camera angles or lighting, because my room doesn't receive much lighting during the day, so I apologize in advance for that, but I hope you will still stick through those parts. Yeah. Also, drawing with a camera on me makes me pretty nervous, so I end up drawing way faster for some reason. I guess I don't want to bore the viewers, but anyway. Let's talk about the sketchbook spread now. Today I'm using my 7x9 inch Denik sketchbook, cold erase pencil, Copics, Muji gel pens, gouache, colored pencils, and on screen right now I am using a Fudenosuke Tombow brush pen. Apologies for the pronunciation, but I will leave it on the screen so you can see what brand it is. For more details on these though, check out my materials video or my materials highlight on Instagram, since I'll have more details on there. I began this spread with a fashion doodle because I'm very comfortable with drawing clothes and people, so I thought it would be nice to warm up with something I'm used to drawing. Even though people say that drawing different subjects or using new techniques is good for your artistic growth, and I definitely agree with that, I also believe that honing what you're good at and enjoying familiar spaces is very comforting and beneficial. Also, for sketchbooks, it's very fun to explore what you already know as well. I kind of messed up this girl's hand, so I slapped a sticky note on it, as I always do, but then I drew it the exact same way on top of the sticky note, yet somehow it was just more. I hit 3.5k on here, which is so crazy. It was so fast. Thank you guys so much for your support. I want to make studio vlogs, but I'm also really bad about filming every day, and I do look extremely crusty all the time. And I found out I'm better at like setting up videos where I'm not in it, so I'm working on that. But I'm also working on making an online store. Hopefully I can have this up before school starts in August. I'm thinking about doing sketchbook prints / postcards along with handmade goods like clay charms or pins maybe. I'm not a great sticker designer since I usually do like large scale drawings. Not like large scale, but you know what I mean, like people. But I love stickers, so I'll probably have a few of those too, maybe like some fruits or something. I'm currently figuring out the logistics of shipping. But anyway, I'll be sure to tell you guys when the shop opens up, and we'll see how it goes from there. Now let's talk about this dress. I am so regretful because I saw this exact dress at the thrift store a few months ago, and I didn't buy it for some reason. Granted, it could have been too big or something, but man, whatever my reasoning was, whoever got this dress now is living their full Y2K fantasy. And the most I could do is draw it and remember her fondly. Did you guys know that Y2K stands for the year 2000? Because it seems very obvious now, but I couldn't figure out like what Y2K stood for. I recently finished a few books, so let's discuss that. Don't worry, I'll give like spoiler-free opinions. But if you don't feel like listening to this, just like turn the volume down. People have been recommending The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo since forever, but I hadn't gotten around it till now because the waiting list on this book was huge. But damn, it was so well written and I definitely recommend it. I don't know how I can get into this without spoilers, so just highly recommend. Next, I read Heartless by Marissa Meyer because we love Marissa Meyer. It was actually really slow in the first half, and I also got annoyed with the main character, but the second half really had me hooked, so if you have time and you really want to push through, it's a very solid read, but not like my super fave. You Don't Live Here by Robin Schneider was not so great in my opinion. This was the next book I read. It had very weak characterizations, especially with each character's motivations and feelings. Also, there would randomly be fake woke parts talking about the political climate, specifically the 2016 election, and topics about LGBTQ rights that were weirdly out of place. Like, I don't have an issue talking about politics or anything like that, but it just didn't fit the book that well. Also, the main character implied that you have to come out of the closet to live your real truth, which is like, hello, some people live in situations where they can't come out. Hello, fruity people of color and fruity kids of religious parents. So not a good book, I don't recommend it. There are definitely better, like, LGBTQ books out there for y'all. Then I read I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter, and it was an emotional punch to my heart, essentially. If you like Lady Bird with Saoirse Ronan, then you'll definitely like this book, I think. However, be aware if you are sensitive to issues like self-harm, sexual topics, and mental illness. But this book was so touching, but also funny at times, and also just like heart-wrenching. I really resonated with this book in the sections where it described like the mother-daughter relationship, as well as surviving as a person of color in America. Also a great book for people of color, and especially if your parents are immigrants, because damn, we really do have a thread connecting all of us. Last book review, which I don't know why this turned into a book review, but I guess I ran out of things to talk about. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. Also a highly recommended book, and I definitely see why now because it was amazingly written with a complex but realistic plot. So if you're thinking about picking up any one of these books, read this one first because it is so amazing, and I think it just made it into like my favorite books list. Also, there's a Hulu show, so I might just go and watch that. To the gouache section. I'm using Holbein Acryla here. I decided to play around with layering, colored pencils, and trying to draw a landscape without a reference or anything. Also, there's bleeding from the back page from another drawing I did, so I painted over it as much as possible. For this side, I decided a two moons concept could be fun to do. If I do a tour on this sketchbook, you'll see that I'm doing a lot more text in this book than volume 1. Yeah, I've just been writing a lot of things in this book. I just think that strings of words and like little snippets really work well together with like a visual accompaniment, and it adds another visual element to my spread, which is always fun. And now I've officially run out of things to talk about, so I'll leave you guys now. But I'm planning on doing a Q&A soon, since I've gathered some questions from my Instagram, as well as questions I get asked a lot that you guys want answered. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them here in the comments, and then I'll try to include them, hopefully in a video soon. Bye for now.